Jaguars have 3 tight ends in this set. Off play action now. A little pass taken here by ETN. Off he goes into Saints territory. Bigsby is the running back, but they set him wide to the left, a rookie out of Auburn. So they go empty here. And Lawrence is going to take off and slides to a hole. In the pocket, fires caught, and that's another first down. Fake to ETN, then a little flip here, and inside the 5.
Great play calling so far.
Saints have not allowed an opening drive TD in 18 games, and into the end zone with a through the middle. Taysom Hill. He's going to keep it. He'll run. Second and 11. Pass is caught on the outside. Nice move there by Chris. Play clock under 5. 3rd and 7. Pressure put on. He's hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. So pressure came in from the backside that time. Had 2 misses last week. This is a 51-yard attempt here. And Grupe's kick is no good. So he's missed 3 out of his last 5. Drew Brees came in, won a Super Bowl 3 years later. City looks very good right now. Caught at the 40-yard line. Christian Kirk, and then the ball comes out. It's still alive. Scramble for it. Saints think they have it, and they do.
He's able to be there. Maybe would have come up with a pick.
Lou Hedley, originally from Australia, the 30-year-old rookie. Whoa, all kinds of action there. New Orleans comes up with the ball, but what's going to be the call here? Agnew was there, and Agnew is hurt, and Agnew apparently did not call for the fair catch. 2nd and 6. Pass here. Kamara stays in bounds. Carr. Good protection. And then finally just has to throw it. Is it caught in the back of the end zone? No. 3rd and goal. Running back is Williams. He stays in the block. The pass is batted away in the end zone. Blake Grupe, who missed the earlier one. This one a chip shot, and he bangs it through. A little mock cheer here. 1:26. 3rd and 3. Lawrence bouncing around.
And then Christian just, he's got to be smart there in that situation, getting off the ground. They're going to knock the ball out. They did a great job of doing that. We're fine. Thank you.
As we're back a little. Bigsby stays in the block, almost gets run over, but does the job. And here goes Lawrence again down the sideline. First down from the 17-yard line. Little flip here. ETN takes it to the end zone. Touchdown. Carr on a 2nd and 5. Open man, that's caught up at the play clock at 3. Carr fires, batted away at the last moment.
Great technique by Williams.
For the moment, they line up to go for it on 4th down, and they're going for it. And Carr throws, and that's incomplete. To get it back after they create a 3-and-out for Jacksonville. Now Carr throws over the middle, open, making the grab there. A lot of room to roam. A lot of room to roam for Kamara. Week in Buffalo on Thursday night. Swing pass here. Nice little move to the inside. ET. 3 receivers to the left. They go that way. Gets it to Kamara. Fourth and 3. Gets it away. First down. Just before he gets hit, Kamara. Extra man comes. Carr. Can he get to the first down? No, he cannot. Hits that one down the middle. So it is 14 from the 25-yard line. Jaguars begin this drive with a pass to the outside. And that's quickly to the outside.
And executing pretty well here in this first half.
Among other things, he's the leading rusher in the game. 35 yards. Lawrence, that's caught leaping for it, well short of the first. So 4th and 2, they'll boot it away. This is Cook's third punt instead of fake, and a first down. Cook, the lefty, throws it to Tim Jones from the 33-yard line. Lawrence fires, caught. Lawrence, ton of time, throw. And that one is true to make it an 11-point game.
Let's go out there and make plays that we're capable of making. That's what it's about.
All right, Kaylee with Dennis Allen. He second and 9, he's chased, gets it away, catches made.
Better athlete than I think you realize.
So 1 for 2 on 4th down. Going for it, and they get it, and they get a lot more. And Kamara to the 35-yard line. Needed 1, and Alvin, number 7, flanked by Jamal Williams, keeps it. Hill, Bulls is what.
2 car.
The rookie, Blake Grupe, 42 yards away, puts that. 3rd and 6. Etienne inside handoff. Carr, 3rd and 10, steps up, fires, batted, picked. Oluokun comes up with the interception off the deflection, and Oluokun will take the ball close to the goal line. They are celebrating as if he is in there, and the official says he is. For the moment, touchdown. Another batted ball.
And this time on 3rd and 10, instead of checking it down, he forces one. And they force him to be impatient here on this 3rd down. Right there, he could have checked it down and would not have gotten the first down, but it would have avoided the turnover. He takes a chance. Tight coverage again. Another contested coverage here by Darius Williams, 31, and Oluokun's able to get to the corner and get the touchdown for the Jags. Great defense tonight all around from Jacksonville.
So the man who's led the league in tackles each of the last 2 seasons came over last year. Parents are from Nigeria. Terrific guy, fascinating guy. And this is Thomas trying to get
there and make some plays.
Astonishing, really. 22 drives without a TD in this building. Meanwhile, changing the middle linebacker, the Mike. Hill.
A lot of these guys have not played a lot of football together, so that's tough.
They're praying.
Yeah.
Long time linebacker in the league. Little toss here on a 4th and 2. Gets the first down. Kamara. Kamara starts one way, goes the other. Good move. He takes it, and Hill looking for that first down. Should they can't let the clock run down, but they run the play here, and Kamara gets Carr under center to Kamara. No, you got Saunders again. The defensive tackle in the backfield. Hill, yeah, they get the touchdown. Saunders again leading the way. Guy's got a new career.
Yeah.
Start on the ground. Etienne. He stays in to block. Then he peels off. And then Lawrence gets taken.
They are all over the run game.
Carr. Olave. Likely Jacksonville gets a short field or a shorter field. Carr patched the ball, goes deep. Whoa. That kind of night. 2nd and 11. Lawrence going deep and along the sideline. The catch, Ridley. For the moment, it looked like the Jaguars were coming up to make sure they didn't review it.
Yeah,
but Adebo is there.
How about the ball? Yep. The left foot looks like it's out of bounds.
Yep. It is. Waited for the call. ETN lunges with an opportunity down by 8, 47-yard line. Has time, throws, caught, and Carr down the sideline, open, makes the catch. Taysom Hill.
Threw it right over his head, layered that perfectly.
Carr to the end zone. It's Thomas reaching for it. Is he out of bounds or inbounds? Touchdown is the call. Buster Brown is there.
Wakes up and makes 2 big plays for this Saints offense. Does he get... Does that knee get down?
Does the knee get down? It does.
He is down. That's a touchdown.
Wow. Again, the old John Madden line. 1 knee equals 2 feet. That ends the play right there with the knee down. Jamal Williams, the running back. There's Hill in the stack. You got Kamara now coming to the inside in the slot. They go to Kamara. Tie game. Lawrence gonna run again. A lot of room. There he goes. What a night he's had. Deep drop. Deep throw. Incomplete. Good cover. Carr, look out. Escapes. Throws on the run. Lawrence fires. That's caught on the run. Christian Kirk inside the 20. He goes, and Christian Kirk takes the ball all the way to about the 1-yard line. They're going to spot it as he thinks he scored the touchdown, and they're going to call it a touchdown now.
Watch the route here against Tyrann Mathieu. And this is who we've been calling for really all night. Give him that option route based on leverage to work in or out. And that's a mismatch at this stage of Tyrann Mathieu.
Over the middle, wide. His 4th catch of the night. Over the middle, into Kamara again, 1st down. Saints go to work. Flipping out here. Caught. Kamara inside the 2nd and 10. That's caught. 3rd down 2. Kamara. Carr. To the end zone, off the fingertip.
The execution is there. The one hitch, ball out. Miscommunication by the Jags. You had 2 defenders that watched both the defenders, Jenkins and Brown, 30 and 2, to sit up front. Big hole in the back. Carr read it perfectly, and the ball's just dropped.
On fourth and goal, on 4th down. Again to the end zone, all kinds of contact there. Pass is ruled incomplete. Everybody wants in the stadium a flag. Meanwhile, Jacksonville only has 1 game over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, they go to Pittsburgh, they have the bye, and then they have the 49ers. So
exactly. They won 4 in a row. They're in 1st place in their division. 1 game in the next 23 days. Peterson and Allen